I sat down one day and I asked myself, why? What is it? Why is it that relationships are not working anymore? Sometimes you find a man who is so dedicated and is so sure and is so ready to be in love with a woman and to make their relationship a long-lasting relationship. Let me start today's conversation by asking you a simple question. Do you believe in love relationship? Do you believe in marriage? Do you believe that in today's era you can get a man or a woman who is faithful in relationship? Have you ever believed that there still exist couples today who don't lie nor cheat on each other? Do you believe that there are couples somewhere who trust each other so much and have based their relationship on trust, and they have had this relationship for so many years without cheating on each other, nor even not trusting each other? I know 80% of us will say, I don't think so. I don't believe that there is a relationship in this world that exists that is based on trust or that is based on real love. Most of us have believed that relationships are not working. Most of this generation today believes that marriage is not a thing. In fact, it is not a priority. People tend to be in love with staying single. People tend to be in love with self-love, to say the least. But I tend to ask myself one question. What makes us feel like being single is the only way to live? What makes someone decide to go against God's will to have a man or a woman in their lives? I have talked to a group of young people out here asking to determine what is the reason behind people denying, people trying to run away from a rite of passage, which is basically called marriage. People running away from the pleasure of having a partner in life. One of the most difficult parts to understand with this thing is that the people you talk to today might have been in relationships not once, not twice, not even thrice, and these relationships haven't worked for them. I sat down one day and I asked myself, why? What is it? Why is it that relationships are not working anymore? Sometimes you find a man who is so dedicated and is so sure and is so ready to be in love with a woman and to make their relationship a long-lasting relationship. And then he meets a very beautiful woman, energetic, promising, who is also very ready to be in a long-lasting relationship. But in between, something just happens, and this relationship ends in the garbage. People have asked me a lot of questions about this. I've coached so many people about this. But one thing that stands that I want to tell you today, a secret that is killing relationship across the globe, is the devil within the people today. You see, our tongue has for so many occasions denounced relationships. We have denounced the aspect of marriage. We have denounced true love. We have denounced real love without intending or without intention of doing so. So today, allow me to open your minds into understanding the reason why most of the relationships don't work today. It is not because we don't have men who can be trusted. It is not because we don't have women that can be mothers. This devil has been eating us without knowing that it is the only thing that is creating a barrier between that very great relationship that you have been looking for. Look, every time you denounce things, every time we speak with our tongues, we say a prayer to God. People have forgotten that each and every time you speak up, you are speaking a prayer. And the prayer gets to the kingdom of the person who has the right and has the power to send whatever you ask for. So you find out that a lot of men, a lot of ladies have already denounced relationship. We have spoken against marriages. We have always been telling people, commenting on YouTube videos, commenting on Facebook, commenting on TikTok, commenting on articles on the website, speaking on conferences, speaking with our friends, even sometimes speaking in church, speaking just on a telephone call, and telling people how bad marriage is, how bad relationships are not working, how you don't intend to have a boyfriend in your life again, how you don't intend to have a girlfriend in your life again. Every time we speak, and the word that you say is always that, you know what? I am no longer interested in love again. I am not going to love again. You find somebody telling us, telling people, telling their friends, telling even the people that they are coaching that, you know what? I don't believe in marriage. Marriage nowadays is not working. And I don't intend to get married in the future. I don't intend to have a boyfriend in my life. I don't intend to have a girlfriend in my life. You know what happens? It gets manifested into your life. It calls the spirits of being alone, the spirits of celibacy. And what happens is, in the process of your life and in the process of growing up, you meet this one guy that you cannot keep your eye from. You meet this one lady that you cannot sleep without talking to. And then you say that, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance. We forget that there is a covenant that we have created in the past by denouncing these relationships, by denouncing love, by never believing in love, never believing in a long-lasting relationship. You have denounced it on several occasions. We forget to confess and ask God to unbind us from these covenants that we made. We forget to ask God to remove the cloud that covers us away from getting the true love. And therefore, that's why when you give it a try, it will always lead you to the garbage again. It is time to confess your sins. If you're one of those people who have ever tried to speak against marriage, try to speak against relationship, try to speak against true love, and you have ever confessed from your mouth that I don't believe it, I will never get married, I don't need a man in my life, I don't need a woman in my life, I don't need anything called love, but then you know so clearly that maybe someday you could be in a position to love again. It is upon you right now to confess it. Speak to your God to remove the clouds of denouncing these kind of relationships, because it is what is tormenting so many of us. The question I ask myself, why that every man that comes to me for coaching feels that they were just right in their relationship? Why is it that women that come for coaching feels that they were just okay? What they were doing was right. They were on the right side of relationship. The truth is, no one is on the wrong side. The problem with us is we have entered into covenants by confessing and speaking with our tongues that we don't believe in love. We don't believe in marriage. We don't believe in relationships. So when you try to do it, it is punishment that you are getting, going against a covenant that you have created. The same way I speak about the covenant of marriage. You see, when two people come together in the name of marriage, in a church, in a mosque, or in a court, and you swear with the Bible that I will love you in sickness and in health till death keeps us apart, and something happens within the relationship, within the marriage, and you break up, you decide to divorce. A lot of us have never reminded themselves to go to the same public place where they went and denounce their marriage and swear with the same Bible and tell God that we are denouncing this marriage and we are coming out of this covenant so that you can be cleansed to be ready for another relationship. Do you know there are so many people today that are confused in their marriages just because they are having more than 2 covenants of marriage in their lives without knowing. You committed to someone that you're going to marry them. You carried a Bible, witnesses were there, the pastor prayed, the people brought the presents, and you announced yourself happily married. Then things happen, you decide that you're going to divorce. But how do people do it? People run to court because they want the wealth. They forget about the covenant that binds them together as a marriage. People rush only to secure what the belongings they had and whatever possession they can get when they are getting divorced. They forget that there is a covenant that you created, that you need to go back to the church and ask the pastor to pray and cleansing you out of that covenant so you can be ready for the next marriage. My name is Johngora, aka The Motivator. It is time to rethink about relationship. It is time to tame your tongue so that you don't get yourself locked out because of the words that you speak against the things that you wish to find in the future. If it's your first time on my YouTube channel, subscribe to my channel and do not forget to press the notification bell so you can get my videos every time I post them. Also remember that when you like this video, you are sending it to so many people so you can help them also to hear this good news. Keep smiling real and see you in the next video.